Good morning, July 22. This will be a quick walk. Chores to do. Now I got a lot of bananas. We harvested a lot of bananas. Oh my, look. This will be an early morning greeting. This person always greets me. Oh man. Wow, the freshness of the air. What a scent. Oh, wow. Morning crowd. Morning. And everybody is complete. All accounted for. This portion was supposed to be a petrol station. Then it got stopped. How many petrol stations does this road need? Right now there are three petrol stations along this road. This would have been the fourth. The best place to push is a baby stroller. Oh man. Oh wow. That is crazy. I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say. Jeez, that is just, oh wow, a baby stroller at the street. Wow. I was talking to this person yesterday afternoon who was going through a rant about the siblings. Probably call that story the sibling rant, or is it the sibling whine? Whining, ranting. Absurd. I almost had a mishap again yesterday with cooking. I was only supposed to boil my snack yesterday for about 15 minutes, and I forgot about it again. Crazy. And it was the oatmeal. By the time I recalled it, or I remembered, it was about more than almost half an hour. Oh, God. The oatmeal became a mush, so I had mushed oatmeal. So I wonder if the right word is mushed or mashed, spelled with a U or spelled with an A. What do you think? Mushy oatmeal. Finally fix this. That's the place that was bumped by the bus or truck, and it was a total mess. They fixed it. Oh wow, yeah. The guy is gone. What happened to him? Probably turned left this road. So I think, I'm not sure if I was mentioning this yesterday, but it's a revelation or an idea I thought of about Islamic countries not perpetrated by communism. Amazing. Communism is also a product of the West. Almost. Well, it started in Germany as an idea and started in Russia as an actual use. And it's all about organization of people and equality. That is the fundamental philosophy of communism. The principles. But in actual practice, it seems it's not easy to implement. Its core values. China, which used to be communism, is now hybrid. Russia is probably hybrid too, although it does not say it's communist anymore. But the fundamentals, some of the fundamentals have been retained. Some. Although Singapore doesn't admit it, but some of the fundamentals, partly socialistic. It's a hybrid. So basically all of these countries have become hybrid communism. Keeping a country together, keeping the people together. The hardest thing to do. Organization. But fundamentally, people would like to split. Have the tendency to split up. It will unite, it will split up. The dynamics of life. Wow. WOW. So I guess Monday there will be a State of the Nation address. Crazy. I think the preparation for the State of the Nation is beginning. Wow. Let's see if this State of the Nation address will be as boring as last year, or there will be a bit of excitement. My prediction: boring. The police here are wearing a different uniform, orange. That that woman has her face fully covered. And I don't know what she's trying to do. She must be waiting for something. I was checking the time, then I realized it was 1 hour short. I had to fix it. A lot of this traffic will be rerouted again on Monday. Something interesting to do. Wow, that is one small cup. That's 10 peso taho. Jeez. It's just probably the cup is probably as tall as a thumb, and probably the width of 3 fingers. Or probably smaller. Yeah, but it is as small as a thumb. So I started researching about homelessness in China at the present. I'm pretty sure there will be, but of course, not easy to find, or I don't know. It's amazing. So the 3 necessities of life: food, shelter, clothing. And we know life is not fair. Life is not equal. So how do you provide food, shelter, and clothing to all the citizens of your country? So, I mean, that is just the basic. Anybody who goes beyond it can live a better life. That is a free choice. That is basically the difference between communism and capitalism. The free choice of achieving something beyond providing the basic necessities of life. But of course, there's a saying, nobody gets left behind. But there's also another problem of people. The issue of dissatisfaction, despite having all the basic necessities, they would resort to illegal things to satisfy certain things, but just relying on government sustenance. And that's where the problem begins. And other people would resort to illegal measures to provide more than the basic necessities. That is another issue of government. Keeping your country intact, keeping the people together. That's always been the issue of every civilization. So far as history is concerned, there is one thing that probably people have, or humankind have controlled to a certain degree. That is invasion. Invasion from a neighbor. Although it can happen, but it's more controlled compared to before. And the only way to achieve a certain degree of proper relations is always about diplomacy between neighbors, between neighboring countries. Look at that cat eating grass. Wow, that is amazing. It tore down a small house and building you a new building. Wow. Amazing. Steel frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jesus, five floors. 5 floors. Wow. And these are awarded lands. How the heck does that happen? Supposed to be reserved for the poorest of the poor. And once you can afford a better life, such as that person who's building a 5-story structure, geez, that person can afford to leave, get out of this thing. That's the improper implementation of socialist values. Anyone who can build this kind of structure, this land should still be under the control of government, and only government must test the family whether they can still live in this land. Maybe an annual test, or a quarterly annual, how would you say, every 3 years, trimester. The land should still be owned by government. I don't know, maybe it's been awarded. I mean, these people won't be building, or they won't be putting a lot of money in this land. It's not theirs, so that means they could be titled. Just amazing. Lifting all the population out of poverty, or what is perceived by civilization as poverty. You have to define poverty first. So poverty would be inability to provide food, shelter, and clothing. That is the basic necessity of life. Once you cannot provide those basic necessities, that would be poverty, especially food. Obviously, another issue which I mentioned before is the people who are being provided food, shelter, and clothing will eventually develop boredom, so they need something to do. So that's why most of these countries will have training program. At first, you have to check what these people's interests are. Mental capability. It's also important to know their emotional issues. There we go. There will be an assessment program. Individual assessment program. So that the individual can enter society. Not necessary just to be able to help himself or herself or itself. Become a productive member of society and a happy individual. happy and satisfied. And that person can always have an opportunity to improve if he wants to, or her, she wants to. Or just remain as they are. There shall be no judgments, only assessments, and also make sure that they're just receiving the proper assistance, not below, not above. The qualifications made by government. And of course, as far as the government is concerned, it's important to produce the money for all of this, because geez, how much does each individual cost for food, shelter, and clothing, and continuous maintenance of that person? No wonder they cleaned up this portion because of the state of the nation. Jeez, nobody's holding that dog. It's just hanging out of the window by itself. Amazing. So every time I think of Lee Kuan Yew, I'm really impressed. And there's really no reason for a leader to be corrupt if the system is right. Such as in the case of Lee Kuan Yew. After he retired, government looked after him. Or maybe he has social security. And what I'm talking about now is no different from what those philosophers were thinking about over 2,000 years ago. And one of the most famous emperor philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, was thinking about the same thing. The qualifications of a good leader. Then there are just leaders like Darius, the father of Xerxes, who just led morally and justly. Unless all those stories or articles written in history are lies. And of course, we know of leaders who were tempted and gave in to human weaknesses.